Hello and welcome to the Daily Millwall for Friday the 28th of July 2023. In today's Millwall news, we've got a couple of interviews, the under-21s result, and then a preview for tomorrow's Fortuna Sittard game. So here we go, we're going to start with this from the londonnewsonline.co.uk, South London Press's online website. And speaking of Jake Cooper, they have. So, Millwall defender on avoiding watching Championship Player Final, passing of owner John Rowett and expectation of another promotion attempt. Jake Cooper is a veteran of gearing up for a new Championship campaign, but the big defender is hoping this will be the final one before Millwall realise their Premier League goal. The former Reading centre-back has been a mainstay of the Lions side since they won promotion from League One in 2017. This will be Cooper's 7th season in English football second tier, and he's made 302 appearances at that level. The pain of missing out on the playoffs last time around ensured that Cooper made sure he was busy when Luton faced Coventry for a place in the Premier League. I watched the League One final. I was more invested in that, said Cooper. I didn't want to watch the Championship one. Luton were very, very strong. One of the best teams we played all season. The League One final, obviously, that was Sheffield Wednesday, so obviously Lee Gregory. So I think they just watched their mates, didn't they? Hats off to them. They did an amazing job, and it's great to see a club like them in the top flight. We gave it our best shot, and we weren't good enough in the end. We had to swallow that pill and move on. We brought in some good players now. The gaffer said we're going to get better and try and improve. Chance fans at Tuesday's friendly baited their South London rivals for letting a 3-1 lead slip against Blackburn in May. Rovers hit back in the second half to win 4-3, and that results on Millwall slip out of the top 6 on the final weekend. As a team, we all split up after the game and went our own ways, said Cooper, who has 12 months to run his contract, but has been in talks over an extension. It was down to people to individually reflect. We missed out on some vital points in the last month or so, and that's the crunch point. You look at a Wigan away game and Huddersfield at home, even if we'd taken 2 points from them, that would have made a big difference. We needed to play those like we weren't desperate to win. We need to try and use that experience moving forward. Cooper is one of the longest serving members of Gary Rowett's squad. He and Sean Hutchinson are the only players left that featured in the 1-0 win over Bradford at Wembley. Cooper says it was a big shock when he was told about the death of Lions owner John Belson earlier this month, while the squad were on a training camp in Spain. The first thing I did was ring Jed, he said. John was amazing for us. He was charismatic and he brought energy to the group when he came to talk to us. I like my ice hockey and we used to talk about the Boston Bruins. He is missed massively and it's strange that the club isn't run by him anymore. Cooper laid a flawed tribute in front of the travelling Millwall fans of Gillingham. Rowett and Neil Harris, the Lions legend, initially carried it out to the centre circle. It was amazing to be part of that and I look forward to the Bristol City game where the club's main tribute to Berylson will take place, said Cooper. That's going to be some atmosphere. I'm sure John is going to get an amazing send-off. Hopefully we can produce and keep this club going in the direction that he wanted it to. Talking about Millwall's promotion prospects is no longer seen as overstepping the mark. The 22-23 season was the first where the players openly expressed it as a target. You can't avoid saying it, added Cooper. You look at where we finished the last 3 or 4 years. This is the expectation from the fans, the players and what the manager has to instill for the club. We can't move forward without finishing top 6 now. We start on blank again and we'll see what we can do. So there you go. They've had an interview with Jake Cooper. That was from the South London Press. And we've got this about Jake Cooper as well from Southern News. His contract. Is he going to sign it? Because there was some talk where if he doesn't sign it before the end of August, some people want him gone out the door and sold. Like he's a bit of like he's a second-hand bicycle. Yeah. General feeling is that Coops wants to commit. Millwall boss and defenders contract extension. Jake Cooper has less than a year left on his deal. Millwall boss Gary Rowett is hopeful over getting Jake Cooper's contract issue sorted. The Lions opened talks with the defender towards the end of last season over extending his stay at the club. Cooper arrived at Millwall in 2017 from Reading, but has less than a year left to run on his deal. Rowett told the News at then, the club's still in discussion. The general feeling is that Coops wants to commit longer term. Some of those details are for the club to deal with, so I don't really get involved in that. But he's a player that's done really well, really well, and obviously we want him to be here for a long time. Cooper made his 300th Millwall appearance on the final day of last season as Millwall lost 4-3 to Blackburn, shattering the club's playoff ambitions. The 28-year-old was awarded a plaque by the late chairman John Brelson on the pitch upon reaching the milestone. That's the picture there. Cooper also featured in all 46 of Millwall's league games last season, starting 55. Is that it? Okay, that was it. Literally that one quote. They read the whole story just to bring us that one quote that Gary Rowett said about Jay Cooper's contract. Yeah, Gary Rowett really does deals with the contracts, does he? So, which is why he says the general feeling. So he doesn't really know the ins and outs, and if he did, he wouldn't say them out loud to a journalist, would he? So yeah, there you go. Now moving on to this interview from Kevin Nisbet from southwarknews.co.uk. Kevin Nisbet confident he and Tom Bradshaw can be a force for Millwall. The clinical Hibernian striker could play up front with the Lions' top scorer from last season. Kevin Nisbet reckons he and Tom Bradshaw could be a force to be reckoned with next season. The pair will be among Millwall's senior strikers going into the new championship season after the Scottish international arrived from Hibernian earlier this summer. Fans will be hoping for goals in abundance from both forwards as the Lions look to finally accomplish their mission of being promoted to the Premier League. And Nisbet thinks their partnership could play a role in any future success. He told our paper, "I've been training with him. Yeah. We look good, we look sharp. We're kind of similar in our runs, so as well. But once we get to know each other's game, I think we could be good force going forward. I like to score goals. I like the link to play. I can hold it up. I can go in behind as well. I think I've got a wee bit of everything, but predominantly scoring goals." Nisbet has already left a strong impression on fans after convincing performances in the opening 2 pre-season games in front of supporters. The 26-year-old converted a penalty and looked lively in the first half against Gillingham earlier this month. He then netted a stunning hat-trick to steer Millwall to victory over Sutton United a few days later, before sparking the Lions' comeback against Charlton Flegg a week after with a brilliant finish. His third goal against Sutton was an outstanding free kick from just outside the box, which flew past keeper Steve Arnold into the corner of the net. But Nisbet admitted free kicks are not even one of the things he particularly focuses on. When asked if he practiced set pieces often in training, he said, "No, not really, to be honest. As a striker, you want to score goals. It's a free shot a goal for me, and I've been taking them quite well recently, so hopefully that continues." It will be Nisbet's first season in English football after a career spent north of the border. He broke into senior football at Partick Thistle in 2014, but spent most of his 4 years at the club away on loan. Nisbet then spent a season with Raith Rovers and a year at Dunfermline before his 3 seasons with the Hibees. He scored 31 goals in 78 appearances at Easter Road, and the forward said he expects the Championship to offer different challenges to the Scottish Premiership. He added, "I think it will be a bit more physical, but I think it's quite probably fast-paced as well. Like the SPL, so you won't have a lot of time on the ball. I'm hoping to score as many goals as I can until Christmas, and then you can take it from there. Take it game by game, score as many goals as I can, and see where we are." Indeed, but I'm not sure about the partnership with Tom Bradshaw. He seems to be a similar player to Tom Bradshaw, but better quality. So I'm not sure. It's kind of it sounds stupid that you would drop Tom Bradshaw, but if you've got a guy that can score 25 goals this season, and then you've got a player who just had his best season ever, 15. I'm not too sure. I think Kevin Nisbet's the main man now, and then we've got to fit Tom Bradshaw around that. So there you go. Moving on to this from Dulwich Hamlet's Facebook page. It's a team sheet from tonight's game. Friendly between Dulwich Hamlet and Millwall under 21s. Here's the team for the under 21s. The new keeper for Chelsea, Ethan Waddy. Carl Smith, George Walker, Finley Cotton, Kamal Grant. Frankie Vid, Tyler Burry, Shamal Lawson, Tom Leahy, Abdul Malik, Seb Drozd. Subs are Kyron Horsley McKay. George Evans, not that one, the goalkeeping one, the young goalkeeping one. He's Was the under-18s goalkeeper last season, I think. So he's looking to step up, and just by being on the bench for the under-21s. 2 trialists, 14 and 15, and Ollie Evans and Josh Stevenson. And no match reports yet, but news is that Millwall lost 3-1. Shamar Lawson scored for Millwall, so there you go. Hopefully tomorrow's video will give you a match report from either them or from us, so I'm sure you can't wait for that. But yeah, bit of a tricky day there. Which is weird, because last season, Millwall played Dallinjamnet. Millwall under-21s played Dallinjamnet, and we beat them 3-1. So now, a year later, they beat us. They've reversed it. Another thing is, a lot of clickbait sites are picking up the news that Oxford United are trying to loan Tyler Burry after they bid and got the bid accepted, and that the permanent deal didn't go through. So they're trying to say, oh look, it's imminent, it's happening, it's going to be happening soon. Not Oxford United are signing this Millwall player. I don't think so, because why would he play tonight's game if he was that close to moving to Oxford? Doubt it. So there you go. Moving on now to Fortuna Sittard. Tomorrow's game, 12:30 kickoff. Here we go. Preview from millfc.co.uk. Mill will take on Fortuna Sittard in pre-season friendly at the Den on Saturday afternoon. Kickoff at 12:30 p.m. Following on from Tuesday night's pulsating 2-2 draw against local rivals Charlton Athletic, the Lions played a second of 2 home matches as final preparations for the 23-24 campaign take place. George Honeyman is the only absentee for Gary Rowett as the manager looks to gather his final thoughts ahead of selecting a squad for the opening day trip to Middlesbrough next weekend. Romain Esse and Idomu Amaku both stepped off the bench late on to impress against the Haddocks, whilst Duncan Motwa was an unused substitute midweek and will hope to play some part. Tickets are still available, of course they are. They're on sale at the ticket office until kickoff. If you can't make it, you can stream the fixture on Mill TV at a cost of £5 English. Full details there. Fans attending the match are advised to check the journey before setting off because the trains are fucked up. So there you go. So there it is. Mascot for the game. Mill's mascot for Saturday's pre-season friendly against Fortuna Sittard is Freddie Cowie. So there you go. Freddie's looking forward to starting at Stationers Crown Woods Academy in September, and he enjoys football, in which he plays in goal for his team. His favourite players are George Long and Zion Fleming. You've got to hedge your bets, yeah? Have a wonderful day, Freddie. There you go. So we've got a mascot for tomorrow's game. And it looks like we have the message board for tomorrow's game. The Millwall message board is back for 23-24. Below is the entry sent into the club ahead of this Saturday's pre-season friendly against Fortuna Sittard at the Den. Happy 65th birthday to Kirk Grant on 19th of August. With love from all your family. Well, that's a fair way away. Was that like 3 weeks away? But they've got it in there now. So there you go. There he is there. In that remember that shirt? 24/7? That was in 2000, 2001, wasn't it? Maybe just before. The kit that season was like the silver kit, remember that? Good kit that. Not bad. If you want to appear in a message board for a future game, send your entries into slo@millfc.co.uk and probably tell them which game you want to be the message to feature. Okay. So, as said before, watch the Lions face Fortuna Sittard on Millwall TV. Supporters must have a Millwall profile to purchase the stream. Enjoy the match action alongside full match commentary and more. You can purchase your match pass below. So yeah, if you go to Match Center, you got to log in. You gotta have a login. Go to Match Center. Go to upgrade streaming options, and then fire pass. And there we go. Now, news from above, from the league structure. This came out today. So the changes, obviously, every season they weirdly hyper focus on one thing. Last season it was letting the players touch each other, which is why Jake Cooper got sexually assaulted and wrestled to the ground. And we didn't get free kick penalties, we didn't get nothing because they said, well, it's a contact sport. Don't just because someone touches someone slightly and they fall down, don't just automatically give the free kick or the penalty. But then they went a bit overboard, as they always do. So let's see what they're going to go overboard with this season, starting from next week away in Middlesbrough. Is this going to be good for us? Or is it going to be bad for us? Match officials in the EFL will adopt a new approach to timekeeping in the 23-24 campaign. In line with the most recent IFAB guidance, the EFL and PCMO are committed to ensure a more accurate calculation of additional time alongside an improvement in the amount of time the ball is in play from the start of the new season. Below is a summary of key changes relating to additional time, treatment of players, law changes and participant behaviour that will take effect from the first game of the EFL season on Friday the 4th of August. Enhancing ball in play times. As the game collectively looks to enhance the amount of time the ball is in play for the forthcoming campaign, the exact time lost when certain game events occur will now be added. In previous seasons, the policy was to add on a nominal period of time for certain game events. The events include goals and subsequent celebrations, substitutions, injuries and treatment time if required, penalties from the moment of offence to the whistle for the penalty kick, and red cards from the moment of offence to when the player leaves the field. Alongside a more accurate allowance for time lost during the game, the EFL will adopt the multi-ball system, which has been proven to increase ball in play time. Match officials will also be taking a more robust approach to dealing with clear, deliberate actions that are impactful in delaying the restart of play, with players cautioned if they are guilty of delaying the restart of play, failing to respect the required distance at free kicks. Supporters across the game will be familiar with the changes in relation to the calculation of additional time, with both the Men's World Cup in 2022 and Women's World Cup this summer adopting a variation of this approach. Yeah. Were you watching the World Cup? Do you remember when they were... Injury time was like 15 minutes, 11 minutes. And they played a full 11 minutes and the full 15 minutes. Which is fine when it's a high-stakes game like a World Cup game. But when it's a league game and you've got 46 of them, I'm not too sure about that. Could affect a lot of people. Or you get home later than you need to and then you want to. You might have to leave early now. Just think. So the game kicks off at 3 o'clock. I mean, for a night game, it's going to be an absolute nightmare. But let's say if it's a night game kicks off at 7:45. Generally, the half time will be around 8:30. They might add on a minute or two. It goes to 8:32. Okay. If they add on 11 minutes, the first half will finish at 8:40, 8:41. You got your 15 minutes of half time. So the second half doesn't kick off until 8:55. Then you got another 45 minutes of that. So you're going to get games finishing like 10 past 10, really late. And I can see just people just having to stick to their old times and just leaving. So they'll just leave at 9:40 or was it 7:45, 8:30, 8:45, 9? Yeah, 9. So they'll just leave it at like 9:35, even if if it's only the 80th minute on the game. They got to go. They got like train connections to catch and stuff like that. Yeah, I think it will. The first time that happens, a lot of people are going to be really pissed off. But again, if it helps us, we're losing and we get that extra time, and then we end up scoring. Happy days. Because you see what happened with the Charlton game. We were 2 goals down. We came back. We got impact players. coming off the bench in terms of Romain Esse and Edomo Maku, so it might be helpful for us. But yeah, like I said, is this helpful for us? Is it harmful for us as a team and you as a supporter? What do you think? Treatment of players. Players who require assessment on the pitch for a potential injury will now receive treatment off the field of play, apart from certain circumstances laid out in Law 5 of the laws of the game. A goalkeeper is injured. A goalkeeper and outfield player have collided and need attention. Players from the same team have collided and need attention. Okay, that's a weird one. A severe injury has occurred. We'll define severe injury. The player is injured as a result of physical offence for which the opponent is cautioned or sent off. If the assessment treatment is completed quickly, the penalty has been awarded and the injured player will be the taker. Okay. After the restart of play, a period of time not less than 30 seconds will be afforded for the player to be treated. They will not return to the pitch before this period has elapsed. As always, the player's return to the pitch requires the referee's permission and may be delayed beyond 30 seconds if the phase of play is in the vicinity of the player looking to re-enter the pitch. In circumstances where a player declines a physio, the teammate clearly delays or refuses to restart the game, the teammate will be issued a yellow card. This will promote player safety, which is of paramount importance to the match officials, and act as a deterrent to players who request attention as a tactic to waste time or break the momentum of the game. Key law changes. Amongst the law changes for 23-24, as outlined by the IFAB, is an update on the wording of a denial of an obvious goal scoring opportunity and a change of an element of previous guidance to offside law 11. Denial of an obvious goal scoring opportunity. Where a player commits an offence against an opponent with their own penalty area which denies an opponent an obvious goal scoring opportunity and the referee awards a penalty kick. A yellow card will be issued if the offence was an attempt to play the ball or challenge for the ball. A red card will be shown in all other circumstances. Okay, so if you're trying to play the ball, it looks like you were trying to play the ball. If you were going for a fair tackle, and then the referee blows up, yellow card, and a penalty kick. If you were holding, pulling, just being a dick, red card, and a penalty kick. The additional wording means that while cynical non-footballing actions such as clear holding, pushing, and handball offences will continue to be sanctioned with a penalty and a red card, where there is an attempt to play the ball or challenge the ball, a penalty and yellow card is the expected outcome. Offside. Regarding offside, the IFAB and FIFA have also clarified the guidelines for determining a deliberate play by a defender. A deliberate play is when a player has control of the ball with the possibility of passing the ball to a teammate, or gaining possession of the ball, or clearing the ball. The player is considered to be in control of the pass, attempt to gain possession or clearance. This will be a deliberate play, and the attacker in an offside position should not be penalised for offside. An inaccurate or unsuccessful action does not change the fact that the defender deliberately played the ball. High threshold. As attempts continue to be made to keep the game flowing, a high threshold for penalising contact will remain. Here we go. So this is the thing that fucked us up with Jay Cooper last season, with officials not awarding a foul for all contact, yet penalising when contact has a detrimental impact on an opponent. So they can grab you, but if they grab you and throw you to the ground, then it's detrimental. They can grab you, that's fine, apparently, and it's all part of trying to speed up the game, because they don't want to keep giving fouls. Mamma mia. Participant behaviour. Similar to delaying a restart, match officials will be empowered by the game to take a more robust approach to dealing with participant behaviour when it falls below expected standards on field and in the technical area. Full details will be announced ahead of the new season as part of the Love Football Predict the Game. Okay. Well, the season starts in a week, so I don't want to get on with it. Yeah, what do you think? Is this going to be a nightmare, or is this just common sense? I think the biggest one that's going to affect the fans is the extra time, especially if you're going to the game. It's fine if you're watching it on TV, but if you actually got travel to the game and then travel home, it's gonna mess with your times and that, getting home, all that kind of stuff. So there you go. And on that note, thank you for watching and goodbye.